Yo, what is up folks, MTG here with Goblin Hammer. Combining two of my favorite decks, we have Goblins and the Hammer combo deck, but they fit together pretty well. The Hammer deck traditionally uses Sigarda's Aid with Colossus Hammer. Sigarda's Aid lets you play it with Flash and then equip for free, getting around this 8 mana equip cost. We have one other way to do it, which actually synergizes very, very well with Goblins. So alongside Sigarda's Aid and Colossus Hammer, we have Resolute Strike. White instant, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's a warrior, you may attach equipment you control to it. That also gives us a way to get around the Colossus Hammer equip for 8 problem. I'll call it a problem. While also pumping a warrior control. And fortunately, we have a bunch of goblins who are also warriors, and some of them work particularly well with this. So let's start with the best buddy, Cacophony Scamp. Red for a 1/1, Phyrexian Goblin Warrior is a bazillion creature types. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. If you do, proliferate, but when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. It being a warrior lets us, play this on turn 1, and then on turn 2, we can cast either Sigarda's Aid and Colossus Hammer, or Resolute Strike, Colossus Hammer into Resolute Strike, targeting the Scamp. Get it on here, hit them for 13 or 11, and then sacrifice it to do 11 again. And that is a turn 2 combo kill. Very, very powerful, and obviously plays into the warrior theme. Additionally to that, we also have Fireblade Charger. Does something a little bit similar. 1 mana, 1/1 a goblin. As long as it's equipped, it has haste, which means you can actually do it reverse and play this on turn 2 with the Resolute Strike if you'd like to. But when it dies, it does damage equal to its power to any target. The downside here is we don't have a way to sacrifice it. I've seen people play Thud in these kind of lists, which is like sacrifice a creature, deal down like a fling effect, deal damage equal to its power to target creature player. That is fine, I think, but I would rather be a bit more consistent. And the problem is those kind of cards get very isolated. If your opponent has disruption for part of the combo, it all kind of falls apart. So that's one thing to say, is that you could choose to play Thud in this kind of deck as well. But we were actually like playing into the Goblin plan, and this is a Goblin that's a warrior, this is a Goblin that's a warrior, and as it turns out, there are a few more Goblin warriors that work quite well. We have Foundry Street Denizen. This is a shout out to the Goblin plan. It's our 12th, 1 drops 9 through 12, and when you have another red creature enter the battlefield, it gets +1/+2. So largely this is attacking as part of the like Goblin plan. It is a warrior for the Resolute Strike Colossus Hammer kind of combo element, which is nice, but is mostly for the Goblin stuff. We then have Sear Slicer Goblin, kind of new for Foundations. 1 red for a 2/1. If you, at the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, make a Goblin creature token. Okay, nice, so you can kind of go wide with these Goblins. That's like reasonable, and offers an alternative plan of attack to our kind of like all-in combo with Colossus Hammer. The big one, the most important one, apart from like obviously this is obviously like a turn 2 combo, Rundvelt Hordemaster kind of does everything. 1 red for a 1/1, Goblin Warrior. Other goblins you control get +1/+1, so we get rewarded for going wide with Sear Slicer. We get rewarded for like playing into this Goblin plan. But additionally, when it or another goblin you control dies, exile it out of your library. If it's a goblin creature card, you may cast that card until the end of your next turn. So while like if you exile like the combo pieces like Sigarda's Aid or Colossus Hammer, they get exiled. That's, unfortunate. It does mean you get to go again with any goblins you exile, and any goblins that get removed from play, you can get some value back out of them, while also just being a lord for the goblins you have. And so, being a goblin warrior alongside, again, all the goblins we're playing are goblin warriors, it just offers you like a bunch of like power for the goblin half of the deck, that obviously also then plays into the combo. Then we have the rest of our equipment and ways to find them. So firstly, we're playing Kellen the Fae-Blooded, predominantly for the Birthright Boon Sorcery Adventure. Search your library for an aura and equipment card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Book 4 full copies here. Occasionally you will cast the creature half, which is like a 2/2 with double strike that gets bigger for auras and equipment attached to it. However, is largely tutoring for Hammer, or we have a couple of other pieces as well. So we've got Shadow Spear, giving us lifelink, which is great versus some of the red decks in the format. Also causes things to lose Hexproof Indestructible, which very, very occasionally can be relevant, because we also have a removal spell that we can tutor for. So taking advantage of the fact that this can also tutor for auras, we have 2 copies of Sheltered by Ghosts. One and a white. Enchant creature you control. When it enters, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield, and then gives the creature lifelink and Ward 2. That Ward 2 can actually protect you when you're going to go for a combo later on, but predominantly this is a removal spell that also gives the lifelink, and so can be, again, race versus the red decks. The reason why we're not just playing this over Shadow Spear is that getting through the damage with Trample can be super, super important, and just being like pseudo-evasion here. And we have one more piece of evasion, and that is Mauler's Skyclaves. 2 and a white. When it enters, attach it to target creature you control for free, and equipped creature gets +2/+2, flying, and first strike. Notably, when Colossus Hammer gets equipped, the equipped creature loses flying as well as getting that +10/+10 power boost. But once it's lost flying, you can then give it flying again, so if you play more of the Skyclaves afterwards, it does then jump the creature up into the air, and you can swing over the top for lethal, hopefully. So more just being like the last piece of equipment in the package. Now we're playing into the Goblin theme, and we're also playing some mana lands that help with that. So we have 2 copies of Den of the Bugbear, which actually animates a 3/2 red goblin, and then when it attacks, it makes more goblins. Okay, nice, solid, great versus some of the like Wrath decks in the format, but that blue-white. Nivtalite is very popular now as well, who's definitely in Clarion and Sunfall. Just some like late game insurance. And then we also have 2 copies of Mutavault, which, as well as a goblin, is notably also a warrior, so you can Resolute Strike combo onto this as well, which is super handy. And then just a bunch of red and white lands. I'm going to take this into some best of 1 ranked. This would have been one of the decks where I would have accidentally forgot to put like Gigantha in, but fortunately I don't have to worry about that anymore because it is banned. I'm going to take this into best of 1 ranked matches. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Please do like, comment, share the video around. All that algorithm stuff helps me out a ton. And let's hop into some games. Alright, first matchup with Goblin Hammer. See how it runs. Also, I've been having audio issues recently, which you might be able to see from my last few videos. I've done my best to try and fix them. I know something crops up there at the end. Ooh, so we have combo minus a Boros source. I think I'm going to keep this, and we're going to be in like a reasonable spot. We should either draw a white source. We're on the play as well, like Founder Shoot Denizen into Runvert Hold Masters, like pretty good going. If we do draw the white source, we have like, well, we'll have a fairly lethal attack. And we even have the Mutavault to go with as well. Though this would be better as a Sacred Foundry or something. District. I would have guessed like Jund Transmogrify? Oh no, okay, Delirium. Oh, we hit the Inspiring Vantage. It'd be rude not to just run out the thing. We'll do it this way first. Then we have the Resolute Strike as a backup plan. We'll choose to take action, come in for 11. And then see if they have a way to deal with our creature. Breakout, that could miss. There is a possibility for that. You do get a 3/2. I don't want to hold that back. Oh, brilliant. Lose flying, gain flying. Over we go. Yeah, good start. Alright, good start, but a very fast one. See if we can maintain this pace. We have like a good goblin start here with like Resolute Strike if we draw into Hammer. And sometimes this is a pump spell. I thought it was an Inspiring Vantage. That's dumb. Oopsie. Okay, I think our best bet is to just get Seer Slicer up and running. And start churning out goblins. Okay, here obviously reads blue-white control. In which case we just want to like make sure we don't get both Seer Slicers cleared up by the same like tool. Oh, they're gonna scoop it up. That's alright. Okay. Alright, 2 very quick matches. I guess our opponent just either didn't have like had like tap land or something, or just wasn't prepared to deal with the army. We'll go ahead and keep this as well. Just like a really solid start with the goblins here. And like leading into more. The nice thing is that the equipment are pretty good in the goblin decks anyway. Here I'm going to get the Scamp into play early. Of these two, it's the one with the highest payoff, even if this attacks for more damage potentially. The other thing is that our opponent is probably playing a creature deck, going Razor Verge Thicket first. And so this is the one like piece of real creature interaction we have other than Decline here. Other than Shelter by Ghosts. So this turn we can make this attack and then potentially sacrifice. We don't hit the land. We have Founder Shoot Denizen plus one of these. We're probably better off playing the Seer Slicer. The Hallmaster also tempting. They likely have the Hexproof enchantment up, but making Hallmaster and attacking in here is kind of tempts. You make then we at least get some value out of the scamp, I guess. Oh, we get to trade it for 2 cards if we get this. Alright, in theory, I'm kind of on board with this. I'm not going to attack with a second one. Do they eat this? I'm almost okay with that. I'm just going to attack with a company scamp though. I think this is fine. I am going to do our due diligence here. If they don't have the flash aura, I think if they had it, the best time to use it is is to actually just block here. I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to try and do this, and we might get quite blown out, but we still get to see a couple of cards. This was a land, no? Yeah, we needed that. Hey. Feel better about not attacking with this, like, so we can lose it for nothing. Shelter is not the end of the world here. The real worry is like, hey, this is lifelink. We can put some like big creatures to play to contest. And the nice thing about this version of the deck is that we're not just like priced out once they have a big lifelinker in play. We can still draw towards combo stuff and kill them that way potentially. We'll see. No blocks here. Hope to draw a land. We draw Resolute Strike, which is interesting. This expires, unfortunately, which is kind of awkward. I think we'll go ahead and play these out. He's still kind of threatened to trade. No intention to block with a Hallmaster. May as well get in the red zone. Try and limit their life total while we can. They do have... Okay, they're going to burn another Masters here, but they just want to cantrip to their deck. It's a weird one. I'd probably cast it on their turn just to get the extra point of lifelink. And get the card straight away. And so yeah, so here's the giant lifelinker problem. They're going to shock for Temple Garden and then Ethereal Armor as well. We unfortunately don't have a way to like sacrifice to prevent any of this stuff. And in fact, they're going to fly over the top. So there you go. GG. Yeah, we had the one window to interact. We kind of have to take the play to sacrifice the scamp, but it was not good enough this time. Okay, 2 and 1. Yeah, tough loss to auras. That matchup can be pretty hard. Here we have Sagada's Aid with the draw into like Birthright Runes, so we'll keep this. Yorion down the other side. We'll go ahead and put this card into play early. And when we follow up with a Hallmaster, they're going to be like, huh? But yeah. And we'll see what we draw here. We're probably just going to make one of these on turn 2. Alright, the Resolute Strike's interesting, but we're still on this line. And this is assumably 5 color Niv. Or 5 color Bring to Light. Which is now playable on Arena. And I recently posted a video with it. Woo! Yeah, check that out. It's good, I think. Cornucopia for life gain is reasonable. I don't just want to run... Oh, we could go get it here, but they've got lots of mana to put together some kind of answers. I mean, they're tapped out. We could just hit the... this is... So next turn they'll be able to Bring to Light. Potentially. We're basically wondering if like we should go Kellen here and just like get an attack in with a hammer. Which is quite tempting. I think that's the... The problem is we then don't have an untapped creature. Well, we don't have another creature. That's ready to equip to. Okay. It does replace. It does potentially replace itself off the top. It is tempting to double up Hallmasters here. Is it better to go? Oh, if we go like... Okay, the second one might find a Shelter by Ghosts. I mean, there's an implication here that this will get to hit. Ooh, actually no. This is... I was like, is this safe? It is safe, but only because they don't have 5 types here. They're missing an actual mountain. Yeah, we're like losing some mana as well if we just make the Hallmaster. I can see why you'd maybe make this play. Fable's interesting. Are they going to gain the life off this? They are, which sounds like they're going to hold up like Vanishing Verse or like a 2 mana removal spell. But we'll get to maybe do some stuff with that. I wonder. I'm going to shock here. I'm going to cast this. It is unlikely that it dies to damage-based removal anyway. But, I'm gonna go ahead and swing. See if they block. Kind of curious. Okay, they got the binding. That's fine. I think that we can... We have the option later. Okay, they're going to opt to go for the Whoremaster as well. It is, given our hand, it's kind of better for us if they go, that they do this instead of going for the hammer. The hammer might be more punishing. This I'm going to use to grab... I'm going to use this to grab Shelter By, because that can then take the leyline binding away. We need to be a little worried about the like Fable and stuff going on here. Ooh, they're playing multiple Cornucopias and Paradise Druid. There's also Sylvan Carroted, obviously, but I don't know if they might not have those in the list yet. So they're gonna Bean. Go ahead and gain a life now. Okay. Interesting. Depends on the drawings. Like it's really, there's so much like variety of removal here. I mean, if they're attacking, that's something of a sign. So they can bring to like here. Oh, they're gonna add Yorion. Alright, well they have like limited... Alright. I'm gonna shock myself. I'm gonna try a Shelter By. And part of the thinking behind this is that if they go for a Lightning Helix on the Whoremaster, we can Resolute Strike and reattach. Yeah, so now we get to do this. They get to gain 2 life off of this. Shelter By is going to come down. That'll take away the leyline binding. Give us our Lord back. They're on 17 right now. We can't get any more than that though. There's no way we can get... This is 1 more point of damage. Yeah. Alright. I mean, it was kind of clever. But not distinguished. Like, not like... we have the extra block. We can, like, remove a blocker with Shelter By, maybe. But we'll see. They still, unfortunately, gain the life off of the Helix. Wait, no. I'm dumb. We could have actually... Oh... I forgot that Sagada's Aid gives Aura's Flash. And we could have flashed in Shelter By, they wouldn't have been able to pay, and we would have had lethal. Oh, golly. Yeah, sure. This unfortunately happens. They get a leyline running back. They can pay for this, unfortunately. Yeah, I've thrown the game a little bit. They're going to take this, which is okay. They're on 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They can't Yorion this turn, right? Let's Crusher. Yeah, we could have actually got lethal there. We have basics to find. Coffiny Scamp. We've got 27 life to work with. They have a Yorion, which is doing some stuff for sure. Okay. Yeah, we missed lethal. That was bad. I forgot that we get flash on this. I was like, yeah, if only we could have cast as a flash. And I was like, wait a minute, we had a Sagada's Aid. All right, okay. I'm like holding the Shelter By. So here's the thing: they're gaining life off the Cornucopia, which is really annoying. They're gonna get to bounce a bunch of stuff. In fact, they could have used mana for the Cornucopia to save themselves something, and then flickered this as well. But let's see. So they opted not to flicker Reflection. Interesting. I guess they're gonna copy Reflection. This is kind of interesting here. We can opt to trade the Cacophony Scamp for the Reflection, which I think is actually kind of reasonable. So they have coming back. these three. We get a card off the Horde Master as well, which makes this doubly tempting. This was a Mutavault. Okay. We'll search for a basic. Get him out then. The joke is on you. I guess draw some cards. Those cards are bad for us. Bad, okay. Okay. Shadow Spear. Try and put this here. This is all kinds of bad because we're going to try to ding Yorion. And they drew a few cards. Okay, they didn't do that. This is the play to like try and win the game. Like play. Who knows what they drew, honestly. If they drew Binding, we're kind of dead. But this is like, after that, this is the one little window of opportunity we have. They're leaving the Goblin. Okay, they're going to put it in front of there. That's fine. So they go to 2 here. We do get to see another card with the Horde Master. And we hope that they have no way to answer this Calendar Fate-Blooded with all these things attached to it. And if they do, they get to Yori and everything, and we're definitely dead. But they are cycling Triumphs right now, which is a good sign for us, maybe. Bean. Gosh. Go to 3. All they need is a Leyline Binding, really. The other thing is that secretly this Flameblade Charger comes with some equipment attached. So we can move this. Doesn't really give the Kellen anything particular. Oh, we get there. That's close. If they drew into the right removal spell, we were dead, but we got through. Nice. Love that for us. Alright, 3-1. This will be the last match, I think. Generally play sets of 5 games, and I'm a little short of time today. I tried to fit another one in. This is a tricky one. We have like toolboxy stuff going here. They've mulliganed. We have Seer Splicer on too, which by ideally you're activating this. And we have 12 1-drops in the deck. I'm going to put this back and try and find something better. We do find something better. I'll keep 6. I will put the charger, one of these chargers on the bottom, which gives us like a pretty reasonable hand. Copperline Gorge. Some kind of a Tarka red deck. Either a Tarka red or like mono red prowess splashing a color. I'll go with Denizen. The Fireblade Charger is more likely to trade with their creatures once we have the Horde Master in play. And this also represents more damage. They didn't mulligan. They don't have like a BCE, Burning Tree Emissary. Soulstorm Mage is pretty good though. Do we just like start suiting this up? Like, probably not in the circumstances, but it's tempting. I'm going to offer a trade here. You get +1 from the Horde Master and then +1 from Foundry Street Denizen. If they do trade, then we get to look at the top card and hopefully like get a Goblin. But I think it's unlikely they do that. And then like, hey, did not play a second land. If they use, okay, now they get one. Now do we see Burning Tree Emissary? Swift Spear into removal spell would be pretty good. Yeah, they have player 5 of the Horde Master. See if we hear anything here. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, it is a Foundry Denizen. That's not bad. Okay, we're on 12, which is like, okay, interesting. We want to use this. And then I think my plan is to actually shock ourselves, but with the intention to play sheltered by. Power up one of these. You may as well just take away the biggest. Taking away the biggest skull scar versus taking away the etching is actually more of a more interesting when we have the flame blade charger. But this represents more damage, which is the priority. We'll do this. This back up to 13. We would like to not have to block, but do need to be worried about like a Tarkus command and things like that. Slick shot. Red zone. We'll take 4. And then we're planning to try and basically get as much power on this as possible. If we go Fan Street Denizen into Whoremaster. It's 9. You got a 14, but if they have a couple of spells, we still die to the Slick Shot, unfortunately. The etching also turns off the Whoremaster ability if we're trading in combat, which is awkward. But we're basically incentivized to make all the blocks here and hope it goes well. Hope to not be... Okay, so Bolt Wave down on 11. This is at 3. That's going to be attack and we die to Monstrous Rage. Make these blocks the Monstrous Rage here. We take 3, 4, 5, 6... Wait, no, that's not how maths works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Is it better to block the other way around? I guess actually yes, because of trample damage. I mean, it probably doesn't matter. Is the truth of it. Blossoming defense. Okay, we get a 4. They're at 5. We'll just play our creatures. That'll do it. Nice. Bit of a short video today, but I am under a bit of time pressure. 4-1 we were overall with the deck. It is super sick. I'm a big fan of Goblins in general, but adding in like this combo finish and then also having like tutorable interaction with Shelter by Ghosts is really, really good. I think we were a little fortunate to win the Niv match, but that's kind of how things go when you're playing like 5-color Urians. The things you can just draw wrong bits of the deck and stuff. And from our side, we're like trying to punish that as best as possible. There are a few different choices, like in terms of like equipment you play. Like we've got the Shadow Spear here and the Maul. There are some other options. Similarly, you can play more copies of Shelter by Ghost and just have more removal in the deck and like trim on Callans. I will say Goblins by themselves are a totally like very good deck in the format. Have a recent video on that I posted. Was it around Christmas? It might have been just before Christmas. But I do think this like hammer combo style like of the deck is like very, very strong, and definitely underrepresented. Like hammer, goblins, and obviously this combination of the fusion of the two is are all kind of underrepresented on Arena Ladder, and is very, very powerful. Absolutely. The Shelter by Ghost also help solve some matchups where like you'll like need one piece of interaction. There are definitely still weak points. You're still like losing the race sometimes to Greasefang if you don't have like the turn 2. But being able to have this like fairly like rigid like aggressive goblin strategy, which is like some like late game stuff with Whoremaster where you're getting some value of creatures dying, but then also pack out into like I have a turn 2 combo, I have like tutorable removal. Like the deck is really, really cool. Definitely recommend. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do like, subscribe, share it around to anyone you might think would be interested. Like deck is again super, super sweet. And yeah, happy new year if you've not, and have a great day. Thanks for watching. Peace out.